Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Wednesday, August 23rd, 2017. As is always the case, Wednesday evening I'll be on Truth Frequency Radio, the program The Gematria Effect. Every Wednesday night, if you're on the East Coast, 9 p.m. to midnight. If you're on the West Coast, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's in the United States of America. The show is free to listen to. It's free to call into. If you want to call in, the number to call, 213-233-3998. As you see on your screen, 213-233-3998. There's no screener. I just pick up the calls as quick as I can. Sometimes you got to wait in line. Tonight, if you call in, let's talk about censorship. Censorship is getting out of control online, from Google to elsewhere. Social media is cracking down on people speaking out, and it appears Google's new true terms of service is "thou shalt not speak against false flags in the media." While I announced that I was going away for my book, to take time away from making videos to finish the book, which I'm still not quite done with, YouTube took down my channel in that period of time. Sneaky attack. And they struck me down for old videos about false flags. Sandy Hook, Roanoke, Virginia. That was the camera crew live on air. I'd been struck hard for that in the past, and then they struck the video that was still standing years later. Then they struck me for the, Grenfell Tower, June 14th in the UK. Remember, United Kingdom equals 146, apartment complex 146 on 14/6. Special number. Game of Thrones equals 146. Game of Thrones will conclude on HBO with season 8, its 73rd episode. United equals 73, Kingdom 73, added together 146. Anyway, I dropped information like that, and they struck me down. They said I violated the terms of service. So, I recently created a newer channel to try to expose some of the false flags. I was struck down June 28th. I created a new channel to expose the June 30th false flag shooting at the New York hospital. The videos I made about that got struck down. Then I couldn't post anything on that channel because I suddenly had 2 strikes against me. So I made another channel. I talked about the nightclub shooting. Might have been in Arkansas. I forget exactly which state it was now. Finessed 2 times. Got a strike for one of the videos I made about that, and got a strike for uploading an older video, which had always been fine before on YouTube. So couldn't make any videos on that channel. So then I just made this newest channel, and I exposed the Barcelona false flag. And when I exposed the Barcelona false flag, it was the first video uploaded on YouTube on the subject. It remained up for 18 hours. When it was deleted, it had over 50,000 views according to YouTube, which could mean it had more. If you watch, YouTube put out a video recently and they showed how their view counter works, and they talked about quality views. They rate some views as not quality, so they don't count towards the count. That's YouTube's explanation. But anyhow, over 50,000 views, the most views for any video exposing the Barcelona false flag. And then they struck it down. And I put out a second video prior to either video being struck down. The day of, I put out 4 videos, all exposing aspects of the false flag that people need to know. YouTube struck down the 2 most viewed. And then I couldn't post on that channel anymore. So, this is what it is on YouTube. You cannot expose these things. These videos I made were rated G. You could have showed these in a kindergarten classroom. You could have showed these to the sweetest lady on the planet. These videos wouldn't have offended anyone. It was just pure information and for people to see how these patterns go and these structured news stories that are for the sake of agenda. That was it. Didn't blame anybody. I did all the things that I thought YouTube would let the video stand for. Oh no, they got struck down. Strike 1 and strike 2. I'm surprised they haven't put strike 3 on the channel yet, but I'm sure they will. It's just a matter of time. So there's how it was. Uploaded these 4 videos. These 2 got struck down. This was the one with all the views. Then, worst of all, you look at the video. I mean, here's the video that was. And this video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on harassment and bullying. And really, who's the harasser and the bullier? I'm exposing true harassment and bullying of the people of the world so that people can overcome this fear, we can raise our knowledge, and put an end to the madness. So just look. Look at who Google stands for. It's very clear. Realize Google makes money with all the clicks you bring their platform. And as I say that, I recognize I'm a hypocrite at the moment because I've used Blogger since before Google owned it. I mean, that's the thing. Google's bought up everything that's so much of the internet. Google is massive. But I got to get to other platforms. And honestly, part of the reason I have not been able to transfer my blog yet is because I'm not computer sufficient enough to figure out how to take the saved file, my backup file, and upload it at other blog places. I've been trying a lot. I've been spending a lot of time on it, and I haven't been able to get it to translate. But anyway, we have to do something about Google. We have to stop using them, supporting them. Again, every click increases their power is the way to look at it. And we need to spend our time on more independent platforms, such as Truth Frequency Radio, which is not Google. Truth Frequency Radio is actually on a federal list, a list of propaganda news sources. It was just weeks after I joined that they became ranked 89th by the government on propaganda, whatever, propaganda information, whatever it's accused of being. And just think about how Orwellian it is. We have this federally sponsored propaganda 24/7, 365 news. And that's never called, the propaganda. That's not making any federal list. But Truth Frequency Radio is. So that's where you want to tune in tonight. And you know what? For the person out there who's listening going, oh my God, they're on a federal list. Maybe I shouldn't tune in. Then I'll be on the federal registry. You guys, all of you who think that way and who hide and cower, I mean, just think about it. I mean, you guys gotta, you can't live in fear even though it is a spy and surveillance state. You just gotta say, F it, and speak out and get more people to raise up because the cowering and fear, it empowers them too. Shows they're winning the battle. People too afraid to speak up. People too afraid to stick their neck out. That's how we got to this place. That's why we're here. We're ruled over by old shriveled men in high places who know the masses. All these big buff young dudes who spend all day in the gym. They know they're not going to do anything. Nothing. Remember, the one rule on Truth Frequency Radio is you can't swear. So if you call into the show, the one thing you can't do is you can't swear. Again, that number one more time. We're going to talk about censorship tonight, 213-233-3998. We'll talk about all the fake news too. Barcelona, the deaths of Dick Gregory, Jerry Lewis. Used to have a video up on Google from years ago about Jerry Lewis and how he helped rip off the world with his fake fraud charity. Talk about that. 2 comedians, back-to-back nights. We'll talk about the eclipse most definitely. Derek's going to be on the show tonight. Derek went down, drove to the path of totality to experience it. He wants to talk about that. We'll talk about Kyrie Irving, trade by the numbers, big sports news. But censorship, that's going to be the focus. We've got to get the word out on censorship. I want people who've been censored to call in, speak up. If you're out there, if you're watching this video, if you can download it and share it. Let other people know to call in tonight to talk about censorship and let the voices of those who've been censored be heard. I'll be grateful. Please spread the word. Let's get a packed show tonight. Important phone calls, ideas, solutions, ways to fight back, other platforms to go to. Yeah, True Seeker. We got to fight back. The time is now. Tonight, Wednesday, August 23rd, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. See you there, Truth Seeker.